Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. It's been a wet last few days. We went from -0, -8, -5 degree temperatures to an ice storm, and now just the rain won't stop. It actually just stopped a few minutes ago, so I decided to come outside and feel like I'm, not getting soaked out here for a few moments. But man, we're in like mud season right now, and it's a little early for that. Mud season doesn't come here till the end of March and into April, and my goodness, it's rough. I'm hearing people all over the place getting stuck in their driveways, and the roads, there's no ice, of course, but these side roads are almost as bad to drive on right now because they're just so muddy out here. So it's crazy, and I haven't seen the sun in, I don't know, several days, 5-6 days now, and probably at least a couple of more days of this rain before we get sunshine finally. Well, Texas is trending. They're making a big show, and maybe this is the real deal. As of the last time I checked, over 25 states have sided with Texas and said that they stand with them. The governors have sent letters or posted things and all that they stand with Texas. And there's a lot of talk online of people kind of gearing up for that there could be a fight on our hands between some of the states and the federal government. Once again, it's been, almost a couple of centuries, 150 plus years since we've had something like that. And I guess the question on a lot of people's mind is this the real deal? Is this the next war between the states? Or really a war between states and the government? Or is this a distraction? Is this distracting from what's going on in the Middle East and Europe, or the Hunter Biden case, or what's going on with Trump or Biden or anything like that? I don't know. I have no idea. But I can tell you it's looking pretty serious right now. Big standoff. Once again, the feds have said Texas has till tomorrow to back away and allow them to go to the border and to remove this fencing and stuff, or there will be repercussions of some sort. Interesting enough that they're making this sound like it's the entire border. It's not. It's just a spot in the border in Eagle Pass, Texas. People can still cross in many other places along the southern border, but also remember it's an election year. And the governors, they got to look good for an election year, most of them probably being up for re-election. And it's that time of the year. Trump has said that all the governors that will and that can should send troops down to the southern border to back Texas up, kind of in a way indicating that, there is this big division, this big divide in this country. And we've known about this for a long time. I've been talking about this since I pretty much started making videos. And maybe this is the thing that kind of manifests itself and is, showing that the real divide in America and where it's at, especially if you look at the states that are siding with Texas. It certainly is, you can see the red and blue divide there. How's this all going to play out? Don't know. I've heard all kinds of things just in the little bits and pieces of me being online. People saying, well, we're going to arm up and get down to the border and help them out. I'm not opposed necessarily. I'm just saying that that sounds like a January 6th kind of trap to me. So I would be very cautious about that. And of course, the governor and authorities of Texas have certainly, at least to my knowledge, not made any declaration inviting, just individuals to come down there and do that anyway. So you probably wouldn't be of any use to them. Could be nothing, but probably should keep our eyes on it. And over the next few weeks, days, I mean, if the U.S. is really going to put their foot down according to what is being said, and the deadline is tomorrow, that they allow them, the Border Patrol, to come in, what are they going to do? Could this, is this a stunt? Is this a political stunt? Is it a distraction? Or even if that's the case, is there a possibility that something goes wrong, that one person makes one mistake wrong, and there is that shot that's fired, that's heard around the world? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm telling you, it's definitely heating up down there. I certainly would love to see the border shut down and only lawful entry into this country be done. I'm not opposed to people coming into this country and contributing to society, as long as it's done lawfully, and I'd say that that's where the majority of Americans are. But watching this happen, watching this play out, does kind of feel like that it's, in my opinion, all part of some big orchestrated plan to get us further down the path of just chaotic destruction. And I want to just be cautious that, picking a side in this thing right now, at least to the point now, obviously the side for me is that, yes, we should shut the border down, we should secure it. I agree with all that. But we're watching this big political divide, talking about civil war and increased violence. And we've got, one side cheering for this and the other side cheering for that. And once again, like many things we've seen over the last few months and years, that it's almost kind of purposely being driven and people pushed to a side so that a greater divide can be made. And so that also when that dividing of people is made, you're able to single out, oh, here's these January 6th kind of people over here. And you stand out a little bit more. And maybe, I don't know. I know the flip side to this coin is that at some point we have to stand up and we have to let the dictators and the corrupt government let them know that we're not going to stand for their garbage anymore. We're tired of watching our country be destroyed by them. And maybe this is the time to make that stand. Because it does appear on the surface that, at least on a state level, there are some governments supporting that. But I lost my faith and trust in any government a long time ago, folks. And there's just something about it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about it that stinks. And I may be in the small minority of opinion and may take a lot of flack for it, but I would be very cautious about this one, because while it certainly could go south real fast in a bad way, it also could be a big distraction and setup. So be cautious about probably what you're saying online about this. Everything is monitored nowadays. Everything you say is monitored. And it could come back to bite you in the hind end. If you don't believe that, look at the things that's transpired over the last couple of years with the January 6th. People that weren't even there. People that weren't even there has been paid visits and investigated just because of comments that they made online. So be cautious about what you do and say, but certainly be aware of this situation and monitor it, because it could go south pretty quickly the way things are working. And I would certainly use it as a reason to get yourself more prepared in case things do go south. You may not be anywhere near Texas or the southern border, but I'm telling you, if things do pop off down there, I would guess that the amount of panic that would be rippling across the country could be great. I mean, you could see things like bank runs and grocery store runs and riots in cities, protesting against or protesting for it, all sorts of things, and you want to be prepared for that. You want to have a plan in case that happens in your area. This is something I talk about with you folks all the time. You need to have an active, ongoing, and fluid plan that can be changed and refocused at a moment's notice, because we don't know exactly what could happen. But just being on your toes and ready for something to happen puts you a step ahead of most everybody else. So be watching this, stocking up, prepping up, but being also cautious, I think, of what we say and do right now, because old Big Brother's watching, and the World Economic Forum and all of that's right behind it. And remember, I was just saying a couple of weeks ago that the World Economic Forum, their new goal this year is to regain trust and for people to see that what their agenda is the right way. And I said, I wondered if there was going to be some kind of event that would cause them to be able to step in and say, see, we this is why we need to be going down this path. This could be that thing happening. I don't know, but it could be, and we need to be pretty cautious about it. Folks, you need to get your house in order, be prepared, and be cautious right now with all the things that's going on. There's just so many things. It seems like they're right at that breaking point. And if in fact that's true, the next weeks and months could be a pretty rough ride for us. Get yourselves prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.